Namaste, good morning, and good evening to all those who are watching the fourth episode of Indian Octaves talk show. A quick background about Indian Octaves. Indian Octaves is devoted to promoting India's traditional art forms and cultural fusion in the United States through a variety of means such as concerts, lecture demonstrations, workshops, and contests. I'm sure all of you have been watching these talk shows by highly accomplished musicians. I personally did and enjoyed all of them so far, starting from the first episode of Malladi Suribabu Garu, followed by Malladi Sriram Prasad Garu last weekend. And last night we had a wonderful educational and insightful discussion or conversation with Sri Palghat Ram Prasad. We look forward to spending the next 60 to 90 minutes with renowned Mridangam Vidwan, Sri Patri Satish Kumar Garu today. As is popularly known as Patri, we are going to be addressing him as Patri going forward. I would also like to introduce the co-host of today's talk show, Sri Prasad Dharmala Garu. He's a software professional at Portland, Oregon. He hails from a family of musicians. His grandfather, late Dharmala Ramurthy Garu, was a Mridangam Vidwan of repute and a research scholar who wrote several seminal works on Mridangam, like Mridanga Tattvam and Muktai Sutra Bhashyam. Prasad Garu's father, late Sri Dharmala Venkateshwar Rao Garu, was also a great Mridangam professional with over 5 decades of concert playing in various sabhas in southern India and the US. Prasad Garu is a connoisseur of music and learned Mridangam under the tutelage of his father and his elder brother. Welcome, Prasad Garu.
Thank you, Andy. And now it's my turn to introduce Ramakrishna Nethi Garu, who is my co-host here. Ramakrishna Nethi Garu is a senior data analytics professional and is a performing Mridangam artist. He performed at various Sangeeta Sabhas and concerts in India and North America as well, including the Prasad Bharati Broadcasting Network in India. He actively teaches several students in Dallas area and online. Sri Ramakrishna Garu had his initial training in Mridangam from Mysore M.A. Krishnamurti Garu and later from Mridangam Maestro Padma Shri Dr. Yella Venkateswara Garu. He hails from a family of musicians. His grandfather, Harikada Kesari Sri Nethi Lakshminarayan Bhagavatar Garu, was a well-known Harikada exponent. His uncle, late Sri Nethi Sriram Sharma Garu, is a famous vocal violinist, and his elder sister, Srimati Indira Kameshwara Garu, is a prominent vocal vidushi, and both are a top-ranked, graded artists in All India Radio. So, with those introductions of the co-hosts, Ramakrishna Garu, I'm handing it over back to you for Satish Garu's bio.
Sure. I now welcome our guest who we are going to be talking to today. None other than world-renowned Mridangam Vidwan, Sri Patri Garu today.
Namaskaram. Good morning to everybody.
Namaskaram, sir. Welcome to the show today. And although Patri Garu needs no introduction, I would be failing in my duty if I did not touch upon some of the highlights of his career. So I'll not take too much time. I'll just run through some of his credentials here real quick, although most of you are aware of it. He's a much sought-after Mridangam Vidwan from India and known for his fine dynamic control and architectural solo phrasings. He was born into a family of musicians. He was initiated into the art of percussion by his mother, Srimati Padmavati Keshavarao Garu, a renowned violinist. And his debut happened at the tender age of 7 years. He was trained by gurus Sri Ram Chandramurti Garu, V.A. Swami Garu, and Sri Vankaila Narasimham Garu. Satish Kumar continues to evolve a style that is distinctively his very own. An A top ranked artist of the All India Radio. Patri Garu was conferred with an honorary doctorate by the University of California, Berkeley. Patri Garu has been a regular feature in prestigious venues and festivals across India and around the world, including BBC Proms at the Royal Albert Hall, London, the Music Academy, Chennai, Saptak Festival, Ahmedabad, Theatre de la Ville, Paris, Villa Cordova, Spain, the Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi, Pablo Festival, France, Arborfront Festival, Toronto, Madrid Jazz Festival, to name a few. His Dancing Drums project involves a large ensemble of layered percussion instruments. But his forays into fusion music have not diluted his classical playing, which still forms the focal point of his stellar career. A fine performer, composer with a deep interest to innovate and explore the art form, his specialization is his precise fingering technique and the fine balance of sounds between the treble and the bass heads of the mridangam. He is known for his art in the accompaniment of niraval, proper understanding of the Sahitya Bhava, and tuning into the main artist's mood with ease that have made him the most preferred accompanying artist by leading musicians. He credits his teachers with broadening his mind, recounting that they never set him ambitious goals beyond immersing into the music as fully as he could. Patri Garu's name features in scores of CD and DVD productions, both as a soloist and as part of other ensembles from classical and musical production, other musical productions in various genres all over the world. Now, I would like to begin the program. I just want to let everyone know there's going to be a lot of questions from the audience, and we want to take them towards the end of the program, maybe 10 minutes before we conclude. But we would like to start, all of you are probably waiting for Patri Garu to perform on his mridangam. And I would like him to start with the topic, with an invocation sort of, by explaining the sacredness of mridangam, because Indian music was created for a higher purpose than just entertainment. It is sacred and considered as an art form for enrichment. With that said, I would like Patri Garu to kind of touch upon the sacredness of mridangam and the 4 basic syllables of mridangam, ta, di, tum, nam, which are derived from Gayatri Mantra. I would let him explain and walk us through some of those, and also give us a little bit of an introduction to mridangam by playing something. And then we'll delve into some topics such as his family, his initiation into music, his message, his school, his gurus, and so many other topics, right? So mridangam as an instrument, what kind of innovations he has done, and so many other contributions to the field of percussion as well as music in general. Patri Garu, over to you, sir.
Namaskaram, and once again, good morning to all of you. And first of all, I would like to thank Indian Octave for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts and whatever I have learned in the journey of my mridangam journey. And today I'm going to start off with the Taditumnam, what has been told by my guru, Sri Narasimhan sir. It's been said that, while we play Taditumnam, there is a saying that has been there in the Gayatri Mantra that we all chant all the time. Om Bhurbhuva Swaha, Om Tat Saviturvarenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. In that, the syllables Om Tat Dhihi Tam Namaha, the very meaning of it, the Omkara Swarupam, the creator of all, the Omkara Swarupam. For to you, I am offering my lotus, I am offering my salutations to your lotus feet. That is the meaning of Om Tat Dhihi Tam Namaha. So from there, it has been derived as Ta Dhi Tom Nam. So every time we play Ta Dhi Tom Nam, it is nothing but offering our salutations to that ultimate who is the Omkara Swarupa. So today I'm going to present a short solo with an invocation to Lord Ganesha. Om Gam 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 Sri Ganesha. Om Brahma Vishnu Mahesha. Namo Namo Mata Saraswati. Takita Tachenu Kirtajan Raga Tara Surulaya Namo Namo Swara Nada Muni Guna Nada Namo Namo Bhajata Mrudanga Veena Mudajanga Nirata Karata Brahma Tiraka Taranga Dina 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 Takadina Dina 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 Takadina Dina 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 Ta Dina 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 Ta Dina 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 Ta. Sure.
So I'm going to talk about Patri Garu's background, his family, initiation into music, etc. Sir, you received a lot of support and encouragement from your family. Can you please talk to us a little bit about your family, where you grew up, where you when you started to perform, and what kind of encouragement support did you receive from your family?
Yes, sir. I'm a native of Vijayanagaram. The name Vijayanagaram is the seat of the culture and music from older times till today. And I'm very proud and I'm very happy to say that I'm from that place. And my mother, who used to be a violin vidushi, Srimati Padmavati Keshavrao.
Right.
And she used to work in women's college there, and music used to be, my grandmother used to be a Vainika, and we used to have music all the time at home. And when I was, I have been told that when I was very young, my brother used to learn mridangam, and by looking at him I used to imitate him sitting in my room. In another room, playing on his school box.
Right.
Like I used to imitate, like how in every house the kids tends to imitate their elders. I used to imitate him, and one day my mother saw that, and maybe it's her decision to put me into mridangam. She used to tell that she was planning to put me in vocal or violin something, but since I showed this much of interest on doing something in percussion, she thought I should be put in mridangam, and from there, it's my brother. Through my brother, I got the initiation to get into the mridangam, and later through my gurus, it really, the mridangam took me so deep in my. In my childhood, it was. There were pre-technological era.
Pre-technology era. Yeah.
So I belong to my childhood belongs to that era, pre-television. And pre-television. So music used to be music. Every kid used to have only three options: studies, sports, and music. And in Vijayanagaram, it used to be studies, music, and sports. So it used to be, being seat of music in those days. the very Vijayanagaram, the name itself says Dwaram. The influence of Dwaram and Adipati Narayana Dasu sir was so much. And music used to be music, and also the Kavitvam. There used to be Sanskrit college poetry. Everything used to be like, literally what we used to read in Krishna Devaraya Kala, we used to enjoy the result of that.
It was one of the cultural capitals of Andhra Pradesh.
Yes. So there was so much of discussion, even when two elders used to meet, when even youngsters between us, we used to discuss a lot of things about music, about any old recordings. Recordings used to be, we used to value that even more than any jewel. So we used to keep that with so much passion, and we used to request if there is any recording, any old people, they used to have the collection. They used to say, we cannot give this. They used to feel it as their treasure.
Correct.
So we used to wait, and we used to listen, we used to request them to play, and we used to listen, and we used to record in our brain. That's it.
Correct. I think the audience has missed your fireworks. They did.
By the time I went to my Narasimhan sir, I was already a performer in that region. So he first asked me, just show me your basics. And once he checked out what all I have learned, he said, you need the next level of learning. And right from day one, the very first lesson that he taught is for, Kulu Maragada Kodandapani, in that Kriti, Tambura Chekoni. It used to be the 6 Atitam.
Wow.
So that was the first class. But from then it used to be, it's always a challenging thing to learn. I used to wait for that Saturday to go and learn under him, because he made it so interesting for me. Looking at my what do you call, the urge for learning. Looking at my urge for learning, he used to put me a test, like let us play. He used to ask me, you select the thala, I select the jati or nade or gati.
Okay.
So I used to select one of the 35 talas or sir, today shall we play Aditalam? Yes, we'll play Aditalam. Let us play Khandagati. So he used to change the gati. I used to select the tala, and he used to select the gati. And the main condition that he used to put is, you shouldn't play what I play. You should try to think and play something else. It could be a smallest thing. It could be a smallest variation. That used to be one great challenge for me, because for him, for the kind of the Mullapudi school, the way of thinking, everything used to be, for them it is like a cakewalk, but for me it's like a walk on fire.
But I think you have continued that challenge even to this day, because you have taken an oath. I think you have even promised your mother that you will always play something new, something or the other new in every concert.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
And for that, I mean, the school, I can proudly say the very salient feature of Mullapudi school is the Nada Sukham and the balance of right and left
Mm-hmm.
and the accompaniment,
Mm-hmm.
especially the instrumental accompaniment. And the fourth one is the way of playing kanakus. The patterns used to be so musical and so intricate, yet it used to be like magical. The legends there used to play like magical.
Correct.
Yes.
So I just want to ask a quick question on which other senior Mridangam Vidwan stalwarts had a huge influence on you and your Manodharma, right? You started early,
Yes.
but you may not have envisioned the kind of success you had when you had began, when you started. So I'll first talk about the stalwarts who had
Yes, sir.
the
You
influence,
see,
like Yella Venkateswara Rao Garu, Kamalakar Rao Garu, and all the stalwarts from the region.
sir, when it comes to influence,
Mm-hmm.
there are three categories I found three categories of people who really influenced.
Mm-hmm.
One, the god of Mridangam, Palgat Manayar sir and Palani sir. They are like two eyes of the Carnatic percussion.
Percussion.
And when it comes to, there is another legend called Murugu Bhupati sir. And he's exceptionally, legend in playing the solkal. Everything is very different and very expressive and very blunt and very aggressive, yet very soothing and very effective on his left side.
Right.
And those are the legends of past which I have not heard live. Second category are their descendants,
Mm-hmm.
like Palgat Raghu sir, Umyalpuram Shivaraman sir, like all legends, all legends. I don't want to miss out anybody. Third, most important, legends from the region. That's where I'm coming.
Yes.
All my gurus, all the other legendary musicians like Mullapudi sir, Veerbhadra Rao sir, and Dharmala sir, and even Ella Venkateswara Rao sir, Dandamudi sir,
Kamalakar Rao Garu.
Kamalakar Rao sir. Kamalakar Rao sir, and we have a very, very special connection. In fact, he's the one who introduced me to Shashank.
That
And
put you on a different trajectory. The moment you came in contact with Flute Shashank, you kind of your career catapulted into a different.
That's what he's. It went to next level of upgradation kind of thing
Upgradation.
for me.
The opportunities opened up for you.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Anything else
So
that you want to talk? Any other examples?
Yeah, see, sir, that's what the influence of. In fact, before coming to my guru, under my guru, Narsimhan sir, he used to conduct a competition in his sabha. Sangeeta Kala Samiti, there used to be sabha in Vishakhapatnam where they used to conduct concert.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went and performed there, when I was under my previous guru, I was not the. I was then my guru. I used to learn under Swami sir. He saw, and after the competition, hey, you should listen to stalwarts. Next month, I am coming to Vijayanagaram for a concert. I'll get you something. See, sir, he took all the interest to record. Now you are going to hear a Tanyavartanam of Sri Palkat Manayar sir in such and such a concert where he accompanied to this Kriti, this Edupu, one Tanyavartanam. Next, in that's where I heard the first ever time I heard Payani sir Brochavaravara
Mhm.
of GNB sir, the legendary Tanya Avartanam. He has recorded like that. Palgat Manayer sir, Payani sir, Palgat Raghu sir, Murugubhupati sir, all these Tanya Avartanams he has recorded in a cassette, brought it to Vijayanagaram when he
Wow.
came for a concert, and inquired about me whether I'll be attending that evening concert. And when he came to know that I'm coming for the concert, he brought it to the stage and called me and gave it to that cassette. Hey, you should listen to Tanya Avartanams like this.
Wow. Very
See, I was
magnanimous.
not his student then. See the magnanimity of our elders.
Magnanimity. Yep.
There is so much to learn. So much to learn. How to be with the students. There is so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the
And
same
also
way, I fondly remember another incident from every legend.
every legend.
Even Dharmala sir, who has, in fact, we all have grown. All our children. I mean, every kid, every Mridangam kid cannot complete his certificate course or diploma course without going through Dharmala sir's book. That
Absolutely.
used to be the Bhagavad Gita. Even today, that is the Bhagavad Gita for Andhra students.
Right.
And also the Muktai Sutra Bhashyam. What kind of variety of core wise, everything. See the level of contribution, sir. And Dharmala sir, his father came as judge for my diploma exam. He was so courteous. He was so. I mean, he made my exam look so easy, so comfortable. Very magnanimous, sir. In the same way, Allah sir is once he called me for a concert in Raj Bhavan, governor, for January 26th, and where he played Navamridanga Sammelanam. And Navamridanga Sammelanam in different format, like with 9 students, 9 youngsters. He and 9 youngsters, where he made me sit along with him. That is the magnanimity that every artist, even Dandamudi sir, even when when he listens to any of my concert in All India Radio, which used to broadcast in All India Radio, he used to call me immediately after the concert. Hey Satish, I just heard your radio program in this. What is that korvai? What made you to play that korvai? He used to inquire.
Wow.
And he used to say, very good going. Keep doing that. Keep growing that. See, like that, every Vidwan has added their blessings and their thought. And especially, I mean, I shouldn't go without mentioning Kamalakar Rao sir. Because when I used to play Khanjira, I mean, how many concerts I had the privilege of sitting along with that legend and watch him play. I mean, how he used to improvise. There is so much to learn from our legends, sir.
Correct.
It's an ocean. Every legend is an ocean by themselves.
Even after going to Chennai, you chose to play Kanjira because that way you would get
For
exposure.
some time.
Yeah.
For some time, because all the time when I was, the urge of understanding the complexity and the expression, how they are able to bring out on stage. I want to visualize in person. That playing Kanjira really, gave me an opportunity to sit along with. I had the privilege of sitting with legends like Karikud Mani sir.
Yep.
Everybody, every legend. I had the privilege of sitting with even some of the current generation artists also I played.
Yeah. Sir, you began at a very tender age of 7, right? At that time, you probably didn't know what success would look like, right? And that might have happened in several stages throughout your career. And I'm sure there is a lot of students and aspiring mridangis who want to know what those stages were, and there must have been so many hurdles. And at some point, you realized that you were cut out or born for music, mridangam, and taking music as a full-time profession is something that you you would have considered at some point. Can you explain real quick what are those stages?
Yes, right from childhood, I got attracted to learn to play mridangam, but we never had the, our vision in learning mridangam is purely since we are very passionate.
Mm-hmm.
But my mother used to have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Her goal is to see me performing at least one concert, having learning so much. You have learned and you are practicing so much. I have a dream to fulfill. You should perform at least one concert in your life in Madras. That was her dream. Her dream, because those days I used to live a place which is 800 kilometers from Chennai.
Chennai.
So traveling to Chennai and playing a concert means a lot.
Means a lot.
So the only way to be called is only through letters. So her dream was to make me, having learned this art form, you should play in your lifetime. In your lifetime, you should play at least one concert in Chennai. Yeah. That was her goal. Our goal is just to learn and enjoy just the beauty of Mridangam, sir. That laya.
Yep. I think it is time for another a demo. I would turn it over to Prasad Garu. He has some topics that he would like to cover. Prasad Garu, over to you, sir.
Yeah. Namaskaram, Satish Garu. One more time.
Namaskaram.
Sir. So you have explained about when you were a student and when you were growing up. Now, some of my questions are about the current day students. For example, as an advice for the Mridangam students, and you have talked a lot, about the importance of sadhana, which is very, very critical. So can you please elaborate a little bit more to talk about how one should practice and what should they practice?
Yeah, what I have learned from my gurus and elders, they always used to say, you should be very strong in your basics. That's what I keep telling even to my students, to work on basics. Like all Palavarasais, Chinna Palavarasai, Peri Palavarasai, like ta kita kita ta kita kita ta kita kita dhi kita kita ta kita kita ta kita kita tom kita kita ta kita kita ta kita kita nam kita kita ta kita kita ta kita kita ta kita ta kita nakata ka dina dhi kita ta kita nakata ka dina tom kita ta kita nakata ka dina nam kita ta kita nakata ka dina tatta kita ta ka didhi kita ta ka tom kita ta ka nam kita ta. I'm going to that basic, because once you have been taught this lesson, this tatta kita ta ka didhi kita ta ka tom kita ta ka nam kita ta ka, all my students invariably know how I grind them, because that kitataka is why we, in basics, we teach A for apple, B for bat, C for cat. Keeping Tadi Tomnam as relevance, we connect everything with Tadi Tomnam. But the main aim is for them to get that, like kitataka. Or tarikita, tatta, tarikita, didhi, tarikita, tom, tarikita, nam, tarikita. So, let us take the example of kitataka. So this is like a mantra. We have to go devise this mantra. Mm-hmm. Like kita kita kita. See, now I'm going to explain the lesson, which is all about kitataka. Mm-hmm. Kitataka you take as the as. The lesson is, first lesson, kita 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 taka kita taka taka taka. Kita 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 taka kita taka 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 kita 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 taka kita taka 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 kita 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 taka kita taka taka taka. The student has to practice. The guru might teach only tatta kita taka diddi kita taka tom kita taka nam kita taka. Go practice. That's all. The class is over. But for the child, for the kid, the mantra, he should bring out the value of kitataka. Like this. how he should go down the depth of kitataka. Kita 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 taka kita taka 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 kita 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 taka kita taka taka taka. And lesson 2. Kita kita taka kita kita taka kita taka kita taka taka kita taka taka kita taka kita kita taka kita kita taka kita taka kita taka taka kita taka taka kita taka.
So they should
Lesson
expand
3.
They should
expand.
Yeah,
so that's
so,
where the sadhana goes. The depth of sadhana comes.
so
Not
kitataka,
just playing tata. You say what normally students where they do mistake. They just play tata, kitataka diddi, kitataka tom tom, kitataka nam nam, kitataka. Sir, I got the lesson.
Right.
yeah.
See,
So
they should
you're
understand
talking
the
about
difference.
talking about kitataka. The extreme that my Guruji would go to is he would play the galloping of the horse or the train sound just with kitataka. He would.
Sir, our elders might have spent days in one solo.
Right.
That kitataka, the legends would have practiced for days. That's where the siddhi used to come.
One more question, sir, about from the point of students, right? So I wouldn't say students of Mridangam. I would rather say students of Laya, because there can be like people who are studying vocal, veena, violin, or whichever music, Carnatic music, right? So if they are at a concert, right, and there is a lot going on the stage, right? You know, there is a lot going on. So how must a student of Laya follow and understand Mridangam in a concert?
Yes, sir. It is like, to make it simpler for the current generation students, it's like it's like learning hardware and working on software. Bringing hardware and software together, the product will be final.
Right.
There is a hardware and there is a software. But the learning, unfortunately, the current trend of learning. In olden days, music used to be at every home in form of parents or uncle or grandparents. Someone in the family used to sing, or through that it used to pass. Nowadays, even a generation, the first generation musician, or there are so many students who are first generation musicians. So for them, the music is available only in form of the outside music available, like YouTube or something. So for them to understand, while learning, they learn only like ta kita kita taka di kita kita taka tom kita kita taka nam kita tatta ta kita taka naka taka, these kind of lessons. But when they go on stage, they have to apply it accompanying a kriti, and vice versa. Even a vocalist learns all sarali, janta, varnam, kriti, swarakalpana, naraval, swarakalpana, everything. But when they come on stage, they encounter seeing a mridangist playing, and it's a kind of distraction and disturbance because of the rarity of the acquaintance.
Right. Sir, just to switch gears, we want to hear you play again. The audience are again looking forward to another round. So this time I would ask you to focus on following the main artist, right? So you have different types of artists, vocalist, violinist, veena, so everything is different. So one has to change the style to suit those types of main artists, and also type of kriti, varnams, tillanas, pallavis, etc., and the tempo of the kriti. So slow moving kritis, fast moving kritis. What is your approach
Yes, sir. If we look, it's very simple but very, very sensitive. Okay, sir. If you observe the varnam, like the aditala varnam or atatala varnam, the varnams, all varnams have a characteristic. In the same way, all madhyamakala kritis have a characteristic. All chaukakala kritis have a characteristic.
Right.
Like all vilambakala kritis have a characteristic. So they all come under one genre, we can call it. They all resembling one to other. They have their own way of presentation in form of ragalapana and expression, but from a percussion point of view, it is a simple and subtle, the character of that kriti, the kala pramana and the raga bhava, how well. I mean, like for example, see, most of the time, the challenge for the mridangist is he might have learned trikala and all, but he'll be playing most of the time the third speed, which is 4 per beat, and fourth speed, which is 8 per beat.
8 per beat.
And initially, I mean, in any kriti starting, he is allowed to play madhyama kala, which is 2 per beat. Okay, sir. I mean, for example, for any kriti, and all my legendary musicians have played and proved from time to time is the beauty comes by giving silence while playing. That is one great observation that every student of mridangam or every student of music should understand the value of silence. In silence means not just by not playing doesn't mean silence.
Where to silence is the question, right?
Where to mute and also the variation. I mean, you call it the tonal variation. How you play. The same. See how I am adding left more than right. Yeah. Rather than playing bluntly. I might have learned it like this, but when I present, it has to have that feel. Okay, sir.
Right. I think we'll.
So one more question on the same thing, sir, in playing. So this is about Tani. Tani Avartanam is a very big topic. It can be a workshop for several days. I understand, but the question is, right, when you play the patterns, right, there is a structure which is Mohra Mukai where you end with, but everything leading up to there is Manodharma and so on. So could you play a few patterns, like there are warm-up patterns, and maybe if you can explain exactly as you have done, right?
So yes, sir. There is an observation over a period of time. In olden days, the concert duration itself used to be 4 hours, 4.5 hours, where it used to be, I mean, most of the time it used to be double Tanyavartanams and relaxed way of playing, very relaxed way of playing. That's where the word called Solu development, what we are hearing today, the development of just one Solu, of one, just one syllable, taking one syllable, developing that. It used to happen when you were given that leisure time. Nowadays, because the compressed format and the Tanyavartanam is shared by more than one person, you are driven to show everything possible in that very limited time. So you are forced to play some male column, you are forced to play. I mean, even if you play Madhyama column, your counterpart may, if he finishes with a male column, which may give more impact. So that in that way, being Mridangam, you are forced to play everything and everything all the time. Okay. That's one constraint that we are in right now, which won't happen when you were given a solo performance. So when it is a live vinyasam concert, when it is a solo concert, you can happily start with na din din na 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 din din na ta din din na, like how we have been taught by our elders. தனியாவட்டமான இப்படிதான் ஆரம்பிக்கணும். Ta din din na 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 din din. But when it comes to on stage, while ஒரு
You
கிருத்தி
have to
already
skip all these nadays. You have to go direct to
so
the
once they go to peak and leave you for Tani, if I start, it like bringing down everything and starting again constructing. You don't have much time also. That's where you lose, the people lose the connectivity of why you brought it down. Nobody understands.
So some of the audience request is for playing some patterns, sir. They want to hear some patterns from you, playing for a few minutes here.
Okay, sir. Let me
Anything.
take Khandana Day for a different.
Very good. Very good.
Sure. Excellent, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Prasad Garu, do you want to switch to the instrument now?
Yeah.
So
we have a couple of questions, sir. But this is about some of your memories. You have a very you've played thousands of concerts and enthralled millions of audiences all over the world, and you continue to do so. Thank you so much. And when you look back your career of like 40 to 43 years of career, I'm sure you have lots of memories. But which ones actually stand out for you, in this illustrious career?
See, at every age, at every stage, with every artist, and with every concert, you have so much to learn. That's where it makes us feel we are students forever. It will be in both, memories to learn, memories to cherish, memories to grow. Every memory, everything is in the form of making what you are. So, there are some, of course, there are hundreds of memories with every artist, and every tour that I have been is very, very memorable and very, very special. And there are some, we may call it it may look small today, but in those, whatever happened at that particular point, we used to feel thrilled. So in that way, one of out of many beautiful things. One, when I was a 11-year-old kid, when I was given an opportunity to play with a Veena legend in Vijayanagaram, he first, I don't know what he felt, but while playing, he showed his happiness. He kept on each Sangati, he used to give gap and look at me saying, Besh, Besh, Bale, Bale, Bale. He used to look at me with a happy feel. And after once he has given me a Tanya Vatanam, and I played, and immediately he asked, how old are you? I said, I'm 11-year-old. So this happened in 81 when I was 11-year-old. So he immediately, he checked his purse and took 11 rupees and announced. I was very happy with his performance, not because the boy, because the way he played. I was very happy. So I want to offer him. Since he said 11, I'm offering him 11 rupees.
Very nice.
So that was a very nice. Fond memory.
So none of these events playing in the Palace or Royal Albert Hall or Darbar, nothing. All of those are nothing in front of this experience.
I'm hoping to hear more. This is just
and
what is the other one, sir?
One more, in 1988, when I was 18-year-old, I got my All India Radio prize. In those days, because of pre-technology period, as I mentioned, right, we can hear the result only through All India Radio news, local news, which will be broadcast from Hyderabad around 7:30. So, though I just joined 1 year prior under my third guru, Narasimhan sir. So he used to apply leave when we used to go for audition. See the seriousness that they all had towards, because they don't want that taken for granted kind from the student. So he will take care. No. He made sure we'll go through everything pakka, and no one should blame them. Because my guru is there, he got. They never had that. He used to apply leave even for every student.
Wow.
Whenever they used to go for competition or audition, he used to apply leave. He used to sit at home. He can rather go, go to office and do some other work. But he always made sure he applied leave. And he got the news the previous night itself, but yet he wants to keep that surprise for me. So next day, when I heard it in news, at home, we were very happy, but I have to go next day to my guru to inform him in person. Though he knows, being in Visakhapatnam, he knew it already. So that day, immediately, my mother asked me to get ready, and she bought apples for 2 baskets. And immediately, she took me to every Vidwan's house, mainly in Vijayanagaram. Every Vidwan's house. It's literally like every home in those days. Every street, every house used to belong to one each Vidwan. So she made me go take their blessings.
Very nice.
So in that way, she made sure that by achieving this, you need more blessings of your elders further.
Right.
So that's the kind of thing that was very, it was very fond memory. Since I cherished it with my mom also, with my mother also.
Any memories after you grew up?
After you grew up, what are the other ones? Maybe, after you...
Yeah, concert-wise... concert-wise, see, I was playing in and around Chennai, many concerts, but the one with, after my coming to friendship under Shashank through Kamalakar Rao sir. His father, Subramaniam sir, he put me straight the Sadas concert in academy.
Wow.
So, which really, that was violin by Mysore Nagaraj sir, Mridangam by myself, and Ghatam by Karthik, and Morsing by my other friend BVS Prasad. This was the team, and I still remember that concert. He played Banturiti. Banturiti Kolivi Ivaya is the main item in that concert. That was one of my milestone concert, I can say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any
and
other
I should
quick,
thank.
real quick? Yeah.
And one more thing is my first ever concert with Zakir Bhai.
Okay.
You
Zakir Bhai, that you should talk about that more.
Yeah. I always say, he's like saying good morning. No, he's like saying good morning every day. Zakir Bhai name comes as good morning, because every artist, every artist has, he has a ambition. Every artist will have an ambition to play with some artists. I had the privilege of playing with some of the legends in tabla, like Anindo Chatterjee sir.
Very nice.
And and also with another, I'll tell you, Tariq Khan sir. Tariq Khan on tabla is another legend. I had the privilege, I had the opportunity that my Mridangam has given me. So those are great moments. And the concert which I played in Mangalore with Zakir Bhai was another
very nice,
memorable concert. Yes, and there are so many. Every artist, I share great memories with every artist that I accompany.
Yep.
Very nice. Very nice.
So I think Prasad Garu will switch to the Mridangam as an instrument, right? Some of the innovation that Patri Garu has done. Patri Garu, as it is, we can see, I think all the audience would have seen, there's so many beautiful designer type Mridangams in around you in the backdrop, and
Yes, sir.
we also see a Nandikeshwara at the backdrop.
Yes, yes.
And I also see some very beautiful pictures of Nandikesh, Nataraja, Damarukas, and so many
Yes.
other interesting patterns. What's up
Yes,
with
sir.
all this? When did you come up with this idea?
You see, from my childhood, I used to, while in my journey of Mridangam, I always had that feel of having, covering the Mridangam with beautiful glebe. I shouldn't say, it used to be very beautiful. But later, once I started my academics also, in physics, they say wood is a good conductor of sound and cloth is a bad conductor of sound. That hit me a lot. Why we are using cloth and no instrument around what all we see. No one plays with a cloth over.
Mm-hmm.
So that made me, but because of, in olden days, because of leather, buffalo leather, it used to, even the nylon rope, if you keep it, because of the weight, and if you keep it on your
It is uncomfortable.
barefoot, it is uncomfortable, as well as the marks will come. So when I saw the first ever time, when I saw somebody using the nut and bolt, that's where it gave me an idea. Why not I remove the cloth so that the sound will improve? First, we do so much. Being a mridangist, we all know how much we work on bringing a sound, because we can't do any work on this. The repairer only can do. And this only we try to bring in by keeping some kuchi, some sticks or some powder.
Mm-hmm.
We try to bring in more nadam, the resonance we call, like this. And when you cover it with cloth, there is a 30% of dampness in the sound.
Okay.
Right.
Especially when we play without microphone, you will feel it yourself. When we play at home like this, you feel the difference. You tie a cloth and you play without tying a cloth. There is a 30% volume control.
Very good.
It becomes muted. It becomes more muted. That's my personal feeling.
Okay.
Okay, sir. So that made me, the main portion of instrument was a beautiful wood carving.
Wow.
So
Who does all this for you? Who does all this for you? Your students, or do you have anyone?
No, I approach professionals.
Professionals.
I approach professionals. You see, in form of say these two has been done by a girl from Bangalore, Anushri. Her name is Anushri. She has done these paintings, and this wood carving.
Mm-hmm.
I made it through one of my repairer from one of the wood carving person from Neyveli. I called him all the way from Neyveli and got it done. And some of the mridangam has been done by one of my students from Kerala, Hari Narayan. He has done that.
Okay.
And this is also from Neyveli.
Now I see all of them are nut bolt. Are you not using the traditional mridangams anymore? Is this your way forward?
This is traditional mridangam, sir.
When I say no,
so since you said traditional mridangam, let me show you a 180-year-old mridangam. 180-year-old. 180. See the size of the mridangam. So in those days we used to play like this.
Wow.
Okay, sir. So this used to be the size of the mridangam. Now tell which one is the traditional size.
I got inspired by you and did some design my own.
Fantastic, sir. Fantastic. Looks so great. See, music is all about innovation with tradition. Innovation with tradition. Beautiful, sir. Beautiful. It looks so beautiful.
That was inspiration from you. So since we are kind of running out of time, what we will do is,
Sure.
I was told that there is a surprise, a guest for you. There is somebody by name Violin Vasu from Vasu Garu,
Oh,
Annavarpu
Vasu
Garu's
Garu.
disciple, who is here on the on this.
Hello, sir.
And he wants to say hi.
Namaskaram, sir. How are you?
So I am very good and very happy to see you here.
Thank
And
you. Nice
I
meeting you,
actually, it slipped from my mind, and I was just going through the Facebook, and it was on, and immediately I joined. And
Thank you.
see, you are like a superstar from Telugu states. No. We admire you. We have seen, we have grown by seeing you grow and moving from Vijayawada to Chennai, and I can say that you conquered the field at some level, and there is no doubt about it. And we are very proud of you actually. So one thing is there in my mind that I wanted to share with all friends that talks about exemplary playing of. It's not talking about the exemplary playing of Satish Kumar Garu. It's about the humility of Satish Kumar Garu. See, I wanted to explain a small incident. I was not in touch with Satish Garu for more than 15 years. I think when I was child in Vijayawada, I used to see him. I used to go with my Guru Garu to All India Radio, and he was accompanying. I also participated in that AIR competition. He was there. Sadhguru Charan Garu was playing Mridangam for that recording. And later there was no touch at all. Almost 15 years or 20 years, we were not in touch. And we keep admiring you and Falgun Garu and later Sai Giridhar. So because we have played with Falgun Garu and Sai Giridhar like that.
Very nice.
And recently, 1-2 years back, when there was a concert of Mysore Brothers. So I am in touch with Mysore Brothers, particularly Manjunath Garu, because he was my guide and I did my PhD under him and like that. So he called me for a concert, and I was not aware that Satish Kumar Garu was accompanying them. So I went to the concert in Keys High School, and we sat till the end of the concert. And after the concert, like everybody wanted to go and wish the artist, and I went up and I wished Satish Kumar Garu. So I wanted to tell that word. So Namaskaram Satish Garu, బాగున్నారా? బాగున్నానండి, మీరు ఎలా ఉన్నారు అని చెప్పి అడిగారు. సో మీరు అడిగారు ఎలా ఉన్నారని చెప్పి, అసలు నేను మీకు గుర్తున్నానా అని అన్నాను అన్నమాట నేను. అంటే బికాస్ ఎంత ప్రపంచం అంతా తిరుగుతున్న మనిషికి ఎప్పుడో 20 ఏళ్ల క్రితము, అది కూడా బచ్చాయి కనిపిస్తే గుర్తుపట్టుకోవాల్సిన పనే ఉంది. సో ఐ వాజ్ దేర్ యాక్చువల్లీ. మీరు ప్లే చేస్తున్న ద్వారా నేను నేర్చుకుంటున్నాం అండి చాలా కొద్దిగా. సో ఆయన ఒక్క మాట అన్నారు, చాలా అసలు అద్భుతమైన మాట. దట్ ఐ థింక్ దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ క్యారెక్టర్ బిగ్ ఆర్టిస్ట్ అండి, ఎవరైతే ప్రపంచాన్ని జయిస్తున్నారో అలాంటి ఆర్టిస్టులు ఉంటే వారి వల్ల ఈ ప్రపంచం మొత్తానికి మంచి జరుగుతుందని నమ్ముతానండి. అందుకని ఆయన అన్నమాట ఒకటే ఏంటంటే, మర్చిపోయేంత గొప్పవాడిని కాలేదండి అన్న. నాకు గుర్తుంది అది బాగా. సో
Vasu Garu, I had a similar experience. Vasu Garu had a similar experience. Patri Satish Garu, Mysore brothers, Nagaraj and Manjunath వాళ్ళు ఈ మధ్యనే డాలస్ లో ఒక 1 year back they were in Hanuman temple, and I met Nagaraj and after 30 years. మైసూర్ లో పెరిగినప్పుడు we used to frequently play in AIR Mysore. After 30 years he immediately recognized me and said, నువ్వు పలానా ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజీలో చదివేవాడి కదా అని అన్నారు. So that is the hallmark of, that is the greatness of all these artists.
Sir, one simple thing, sir. Let me put things very simple. See, God, it is ఎలా చెప్పాలంటే, we all belong to one family. Music is the relation.
Right.
We are connected.
Thanks, everybody.
We are connected through music. We are all one family. So we may not be in touch every day in and day out. Even with our own relations, we are not in touch in today's world. But the bondage of music goes janma janmal bandham. That's it.
Sir, Vasu
So,
if you don't
Chala
mind, we have a few more questions, both Prasad Garu and myself, to cover. We lost some ground because of technical issues, but we'll jump back to our agenda.
So thank you, Viswanath Garu and Rama
Thank you,
Garu.
Vasu.
Thank you, Satish Garu.
Namaste.
So I
Thank you,
am
and
very
so nice,
happy
so nice
that
seeing you.
today I could share that experience with all our friends.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vasu, thank you so much for coming on, Andy.
Yeah,
It
thank
really
you, sir.
enhanced. One aspect we did not talk about is the humility of Satish Garu.
Satish Garu.
When the tree may grow like 100 feet, 200 feet, and so on, but he's just like the tree. He's like
The
grounded.
banyan
so
tree,
much.
right? It's grounded.
Roots,
I think one of you can explain that whatever I have explained in Telugu, so that others can easily understand. So
thank you very much for coming on and highlighting that aspect, sir. That is something that we, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So Satish Garu, so just moving on to your contribution. So earlier you talked, you talked about the designer Mridangam and how you looked at,
In fact,
the sound and so
I want
on.
to.
So one more aspect that I wanted to request.
One thing. Let me show you.
please.
Let me show you even the cover, even the Mridangam cover. Always we used to have the Kallupula bag separate.
Right.
So it is my invention to have the Kallupula bag. I mean, it should have attached to the instrument, because we used to encounter this problem in check-in.
Okay.
We used to have Mridangam as Mridangam, and the Kallupula bag used to be separate.
Correct.
Raipula bag separate ga undedi. So we used to check it in along with the other bag where the weight used to be more. So that made me think to have an attachment to the bag. So I can proudly say this is also one of my small additions. Okay, sir.
So a couple of things. So we want to get to a little bit other contributions, sir. So one of the things I want to ask you is about Patri Drum Festival. So not only have you been playing, the concerts and so on, but you have been an integrator. You have brought people of percussion, everyone together, with all the vidwans and connoisseurs of rhythm all together. Can you please tell us a little bit more about Patri Drum Festival?
Yes, sir. Patri Drum Festival is brainchild of mine, and the profession always made me think, because when I observe the Carnatic music as a whole, it always made me feel that there is a kind of vacuum. There is a kind of vacuum when it comes to the solos of percussion.
Okay.
Which are, I'm very surprised rather to see, Carnatic music being so magnanimous in inviting Western instruments, complete Western instruments, anything, be it anything, including violin, be it violin itself. It is so magnanimous in inviting Western instruments into Carnatic music and making it our own. Why not we have our percussion, which is a vast, there are so many percussions, like Mridangam, Khanjira, Ghatam, Morsi. There are so many percussion instruments. In spite of being many artists, why there are no solos not many solos are happening?
Right.
Of course, our legendary musicians have done everything possible. But I want it to reach it to, a stage where I want to reach it to Sabha level.
Right. So is it done every year, sir? How is it done? Right? How frequently is it done? Who comes to it, and what do you do there?
I want to do it every year, rather twice a year also. I want to do it, but for whatever, I should also plan my accounts department, and so in that sometimes it may go a little over. So I'm trying to do, because the motto behind doing this, the main is to bring in motivation in all sabhas.
Right. So great.
To bring because you see let us see the music around in India, the Hindustani music, they have a special seat for tabla solo.
Right.
Let us see our own Nadaswaram and Tawil. They have given the special Tawil category. In a concert, they'll announce openly special Tawil. And that is the seed that every music genre has given to percussion. So
Great, sir.
it's yeah. Tell me.
So it is definitely, we hope that again, there'll be a lot of solo concerts and this continues into a much bigger,
Yes.
venue. So
Yes.
so we know that you have a lot of other, big major projects. Just real quick, just in 1 minute, maybe, if you can just talk about any other future projects that are coming up, right?
Yes, sir. That's what made me, in fact, that's what made me think the Mridangist perception of a Carnatic classical concert. I derived something called Gajana, the Gati Jati Nade. The relation between Gati Jati Nade, how we can bring in the so-called the percussion patterns along with Carnatic kritis.
Okay.
That is one thing, and also I made it that made me think to go for Yeti Prana Talas as well as, and I mean when we call in Taladasa Pranas Yeti Prana, we always stuck to one region, that Shroto Heti, Go Pucha Yeti, Mridanga Yeti, Damaruka Yeti in form of the Sahitya. But never we made an attempt to create talas.
Okay,
so
great.
That's what made me go for it, and also one more, Kshetra talas, which has been inspired by our trinities and other legendary composers.
So we know that you are working on a lot of projects. We are looking for those projects to unveil. So just to close this great opportunity for us to learn more about you, could we just have a little bit more of your playing, and then we will conclude, sir? Just a couple of minutes of quick anything. Thank you so much.
Sure, sir. I'll play a little Trishram and then I'll go with Amora Korve.
Yes.
1 second, sir. I need to reduce it. Oh my God.
Bale.
Awesome, sir. Thank you so much.
So, Patri garu, I have a surprise, one more surprise for you, Ramakrishna here again. My nephew, Shashank Moli Nethi, he is also on this show, watching you.
Okay.
He is at
Nice.
Ann Arbor, Michigan University,
Yes,
Ann Arbor. He is doing his master's.
Fantastic. Hope he is safe.
He wanted me to convey his pranams to you.
Sure. I want him to be safe, and in the present situation, I want everyone to be safe and be happy. We are all going to meet in person very, very soon, and hope for the best. And we all should support the local governments, and we should do all the needful to the people around us in helping, in showing them a helping hand to the needy, and that's all.
Thank you,
Thank you once again.
We have
one
you
more.
To come to US again. We are waiting for all the flights to resume and see you here in the United States and everywhere else. Of course, I'm sure there are audiences now in India who are watching this. So we are looking for everybody.
And also hope they allow quarantine in friend's house.
Yeah, that social distancing will be there. One more, Miss Kavita Shenoy. She's asking the same question where you said you started the drum festival because of the fact that in Carnatic style of in that setting, Mridangis don't have that free hand to do solo and all that. So she's asking, why can't Mridangis do solo along with violin lehra like we do in Hindustani tabla solo?
That's what I am working on that, and also thank you for asking this question. It's very important for the future of the percussion in Carnatic field.
Right.
Is because the world is changing so rapidly, and we need to think the tradition presenting in a new way. Of course, we are working on that. I mean, but that's another way. That's what made me to play for to think of Gajana. The Gati Jatanade, where I can incorporate the kritis in Carnatic style. But yes, I am working on the Lehra playing style of presenting to suit the Hindustani musicians also.
Excellent.
Hope for the best.
Excellent.
Thank you once again.
So thank you so much for taking time and coming to Indian Octaves and sharing your experiences. Playing for us. Again, we are so indebted to you for all of this. And I hope this all has helped. There are so many students of Mridangam and Laya. I'm sure that they are extremely impressed and inspired to take this.
And one more thing before finishing, I want to thank my dear friend Palghat Ram Prasad, who is the reason behind connecting me to you. And I want to thank him, and I also thank the Octaves for giving me this opportunity. Hope the students will take something and they keep working on the propagation of art form in true sense. Namaskaram to one and all.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Namaskaram, sir. Thank you so much.
Namaskar. Thank you.